Hunter Brown showed up for his major league debut, pitched like somebody forgot to tell him, this is supposed to be hard. It's September 5th, 2022, Rangers at Astros, Labor Day night in Houston. The Astros are 87-48, cruising towards a yet another AL West title. They're not looking for a savior. They're loaded. They've got a championship rotation, grown-up bullpen, and the kind of lineup that makes every opposing starter feel like he's trying to sneak through a laser grid. Like Catherine Zeta-Jones in that one movie. You know the one. Texas is in a different movie entirely. They're 58-76, stuck in another losing season, already under an interim manager, Tony Beasley, after Chris Woodward was fired. They went out and spent money. They added names, but the thing didn't click. Not even close. Not yet. So the stakes for this game are uneven. For Houston, this is about October preparation. For Texas, it's about survival and evaluation. For Hunter Brown, Astro 59, where is he? There he is. Diesel. It's everything. This is his first big league start, first MLB mound, first time standing in Minute Maid Park with the ball and a real lineup waiting on him. He's not easing into it against some sleepy split squad spring training group. He's facing Marcus Semien, Corey Seager, and a Texas team that is still has enough firepower to make a rookie's night go sideways pretty fast. Brown comes into this game as Houston's number one prospect. That label can be tricky. Top prospect sounds shiny. Also sounds like pressure. It means everyone has already decided what you could become before you've even done anything. Pressure? Brown's story starts in Detroit. Hunter Noah Brown is born there in 1998. He grows up in St. Clair Shores and becomes a Tigers kid. That matters because Justin Verlander is part of his whole mythology. Brown watches JV, models pieces of his delivery after him, and years later ends up sharing a clubhouse with him in Houston. That's fan fiction, not a career arc. But Brown isn't a can't-miss prep legend. He went undrafted out of high school and landed at Division II Wayne State. Division II is not a death sentence, but it does mean the road to the show is quieter. Fewer cameras, less hype, more proving it every game. At Wayne State, he built himself into a monster. By his junior year, he's 9-0 with a 2.21 earned run average and 114 strikeouts in 85 innings. That's not just an interesting arm. That's, hey, somebody go check on this dude. Houston does check. The Astros take him in the 5th round of the 2019 draft, 166th overall. Now, 5th round isn't instant celebrity. It's a bet. It's a scouting department saying, there's something in there. Houston at this point is one of the best organizations in baseball at finding something and turning it into everybody else's problem. Brown climbs through the minors, and by 22, he's a AAA Sugarland. He posts a 2.55 earned run average with a mix of starts and relief work. His stuff is loud. Fastball, curve, slider, power, everything. He looks like a pitcher built in a lab by people trying to annoy the American League. Then Justin Verlander got hurt. Not long-term catastrophically, but enough to open the door. September rosters expand. Brown got the call. Suddenly, the Detroit kid who grew up watching Verlander is in Houston wearing the same uniform, getting ready to start in his place. That's a lot. It's a lot of pressure. Then the game starts. First pitch to Marcus Semien, fastball strike. Not careful, just here it is. Then Brown strikes out Semien looking good. Don't like Semien. Do you? Corey Seager comes next, and then Brown strikes him out too. That's how his career began. 2 hitters, 2 strikeouts. Welcome to the league. This is where you expect the rookie to get overhyped, lose the zone, start overthrowing, and turn the first inning into a crime scene. No. Brown gets Nathaniel Lowe on a grounder, and the first inning's over. Clean, calm, and mean. In the second, Houston gives him the only run he'll get. Trey Mancini walks with 2 outs. I guess talking's hard. Chas McCormick singles, Martin Maldonado lines a single to left, and Bubba Thompson makes an error on the play. Mancini scores. It's 1-0 Astros. That's it. That's all the scoring. 1 run. No cushion. There's no lazy blowout. Brown's debut is not a party with streamers. It's a knife fight in good lighting. But he keeps rolling. He retires the first 80 faces before Thompson singles in the third. Thompson gets caught stealing, and the inning dies right there. The Rangers get a little something in the fourth when Semien doubles to start the inning, but Brown strands him. Big boy inning. Rookie debut, 1-run lead, leadoff double, and he just says, nah, we're not doing that today. In the fifth is the real test. Cole Calhoun walks with 2 outs. Then Ezekiel Duran singled. Now there's 2 on, and Thompson comes up again. This is the spot where the whole night could flip. 1 swing. Brown's debut becomes nice effort in a loss. 1 mistake and the headline changes. But instead, Brown strikes him out. And that's the moment. Not the first pitch, not the first 2 strikeouts. That 5th inning escape is where the night graduates from cool to real. Then he comes back for the 6th and goes 1-2-3 against the top of the order. 3rd time through, still composed. He walks off to a standing ovation. 6 innings, 3 hits, no runs, 5 strikeouts, 79 pitches. Hey, that'll play. 1-0, 8 hits for Houston, 3 hits for Texas. No giant offensive movement. But for a franchise, these games are golden. The Astros are not just winning the night. They're discovering their next power arm is not scared. That matters when October is sitting right there in the hallway. After Brown exit, the bullpen handles the rest. Brian Abreu throws the 7th. Hector Neris gets the 8th. Rafael Montero closes the 9th for his 12th save. Houston wins 1-0, and 3 relievers finish off a combined 3-hitter. Martin Perez is the tough luck loser for Texas. He gives the Rangers 7 innings, allows 1 run, unearned, and still takes the L. Sometimes baseball gets mean like that. Sometimes you can pitch well enough to win, and the other guy's making his childhood dream look like a bullpen session. The post-game reaction is basically everyone trying to explain how a rookie looked that comfortable. Brown admitted he was nervous, and that's nice, because otherwise he'd sound like a robot. Maldonado praises the stuff and the way he attacked the zone. Dusty Baker said throwing first pitch strikes helped him settle in. Tony Beasley gives him credit from the Texas side, saying Brown had a live fastball, a pretty good breaking ball, and attacked the zone. Verlander, the guy Brown grew up watching, gives him the simple veteran stamp. Welcome to the big leagues. That's almost too clean. Feels scripted, but sometimes sports does that. Sometimes the metaphor walks right into the room and sits down. The Astros used this game as one more step towards the inevitable. They finished 106-56, clinched the AL West, sweep Seattle, sweep the Yankees, and beat the Phillies in 6 to win the World Series. Brown doesn't become the face of that run, but he becomes useful immediately. He works in the postseason as a rookie. That tells you how much Houston trusted him already. Texas finished 68-94. It's another bad year, but not a dead end. After the season, the Rangers hire Bruce Bochy, and that changes the whole shape of the franchise. The 22 Rangers are messy. The 23 Rangers, they became champions. Baseball's ridiculous. One year you're losing 9 straight. The next year you're holding a parade. Brown's career after this game is not perfectly smooth, and that's better for the story. In 23, he gets a bigger role, and he takes some lumps. That's normal. Young power pitchers learn the hard way that MLB hitters adjust for a living. They don't care about your prospect ranking. They don't care about your debut. If you miss, they will send your baseball into witness protection. 2024 gets rough early. Brown has a brutal start in Kansas City, and the numbers look ugly. But then the adjustment comes. He brings in the sinker. And that changes the way hitters have to see him. Starts becoming less thrower and more pitcher. That's the grown-up step he needed to take. Not just, hey, here's my best stuff. More like, here's the wrong answer to the question you thought I was asking. Yeah. By 25, he's not just back on track. He's one of the best starters in the AL. He makes the All-Star team, throws 185 innings, strikes out 206, posts a 2.43 earned run average, and finishes 3rd in the AL Cy Young Award voting. Not a prospect anymore. That's Diesel. Then 2026 gets complicated with a shoulder strain and a return from the IL. So the story is still moving. But that's baseball. Nobody gets a clean line forever. The key is that the 9.5/22 of Hunter Brown was real. The arm was real. The poise was real. The future wasn't guaranteed, but it was visible. Next up, we go from Houston baseball to St. Louis hockey. Blue 10 is Ryan O'Reilly. Where is he? Right here. Blue 10 is Ryan O'Reilly. June 3rd, so stupid. June 3rd, 2019, Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Final. Blues and Bruins. O'Reilly scores 43 seconds in. Then he scores the go-ahead goal in the third. And St. Louis ties the series at 2 games apiece. Not just a big game, that's captain-level performance from a guy who technically wasn't wearing the C. For now, Hunter Brown walks into his first MLB start and gives Houston 6 shutout innings in a 1-0 win. That's not easing in, that's kicking the door open and asking where the towels are. Thanks for spending a little time with me today, and maybe I'll see you next time.